got that back,
Yeah.
this whole thing would be unnecessary. And it would change, you know, we're looking to see if we can get some of that back, because that really should go to the retirement fund.
Right.
They made a mistake. So first and foremost, that's our biggest problem. It's like the house is on fire, we need to get that done. If we can get that done, the next thing is, you know, the Postmaster General came out last week.
Right.
With his 7-point plan, and we're on board with a lot of the things he said. The one thing that we definitely are not on board with is the ending Saturday delivery, because that would be the biggest change to the Postal Service in the 230-year history of the service. And we think it's a little bit, you know, quick. Well, we need time. If we got this refunding taken care of, we could take the time to look at all different aspects. Certainly that's rushing to judgment right there. And there's a lot of, you do a lot of work with the seniors. In District 9, you do a great job with these people. A lot of them have their medicines and everything coming on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So we don't put it out in the elements and everything else. And you know, while you hear the people on the street, hey, you know, I don't care, you know, you can eliminate Saturdays. I don't think, and even some of our employees would love to have the weekend.
I think it's a radical step.
It's a totally radical step.
And I'm not convinced. They haven't shown me the evidence as to why it's absolutely necessary to do right now.
Well, that's the point we have. They have never come up with a concrete showing of how this would save as much money as they say it saves. And we feel that that's just the last ditch effort. If nothing can be done, maybe we'd have to swallow that bitter pill, but it's way too early.
I agree with everything.
And some of the mail volume is not coming back 100%, but these guys can tell you that some of the mail volume has come back over the last couple of years. If there's any questions that you guys want to ask the congressman at this point?
I'd just like to add something, Congressman.
Sure.
I deliver in New Milford, a lot of senior citizens in Brookchester apartments.
Yeah.
On Saturday, I delivered a lot of medication. I delivered passports, unemployment checks, Netflix. People wanted to see movies for the weekend.
Right.
We are still a service, and that's the bottom line that Congress has to realize. We're still postal service.
Yeah.
And it's not all about the money. If we could just break even, that's all we're asking for. And $75 billion, any company will want that money back. We're not asking for all that money back. We're just asking for a
Well, that's our rightful, you know.
yeah, so I think that's fair, more than fair.
You know, these anecdotes, your description of what's in the mail on Saturday are really, it's really great ammunition for me to go to the floor and tell my colleagues, remind them.
Well, I delivered, you know, the one person went down to Florida for the winter. He sent everybody in his neighborhood oranges. Now imagine that.
They all rot.
Yeah, imagine that waiting for a couple more days.
Yeah, I got a box in the post office. Because otherwise the mail piles up, you know, in the front door, and it just gets crazy.
But somebody has to put their mail in your box on Saturday too. If they're not there, you won't get it on Saturday.
I won't get my box on Saturday? Well, I'm definitely on it. You see, I was on the letter green before that.
Our biggest problem though is that refund. And we gotta, that has to be addressed immediately. And once that's addressed, then we can go from there. All these other things I feel fall into place. So,
Okay, great.
please, we need your support on that.
You have? But I just got off the phone with a guy who was really against it, and I said, he says, you know, the well's been poisoned, the process is so ugly, and I'm embarrassed to be an American. And I said, well, you know, sir, I'm a very practical guy. I practiced law for 16 years. I was a mayor and a circuit court judge and a congressman. I said, I got to get this stuff done. I said, so if, at the end of the day, if the product that's revealed after it's been reviewed by the Congressional Budget Office, and we see what's actually now in the last final version, makes sense, really is better for America, I'm voting for it, even though the process was ugly and unfortunate. Well, it's not bipartisan. I said, you know, if you remember, I said, first of all, I gave him a list of a dozen things, big items.
Actually, talk to this guy.
What's that? Talk to this guy? Sure. Well, I gotta show respect. You know, like you teach your kids. You want respect? You show respect. Right? And I listened to him. I gave him plenty of time to tell me his story, his opinions. Plenty of Republican ideas in that bill. It's much different than the bill was over the summer. It got better in many ways. I said, but if in the end of the day it's a good bill, I'm voting for it, even if, you know, it's not popular. Although the numbers are showing that it's now almost 50-50, and when you explain to people what's in the bill, no pre-existing conditions, you can keep your kids on your policy till they're 26 years old, closing the donut hole, no more caps on lifetime benefits for your policies. 31 million American citizens will be able to get exactly what I get, what you guys and gals have. We're federal employees, right? So the 9 million of us get a menu of private plans. What do you want? The Chevy plan, the Cadillac plan, the Rolls Royce, whatever they want to take out of our paycheck. So at the end of the day, it's going to move things forward and be great for America. I'm voting for it. And I think it probably will be great. We had a year's worth of hearings. We added Republican amendments to the bill we passed in the summer, that we were coming to the people with in the summer. There were already Republican amendments in that bill. After the summer, we added more Republican ideas that we thought were good. And then after the president had his White House meeting, we added even more Republican ideas. But you know, it's unlikely that we're going to get many, if any, Republican ideas, but Republican votes in the bill, for the bill, even though the bill will include many Republican ideas, big ones. But you know, if you recall history, the Medicare vote, the vote that gave seniors, that actually was government takeover of a big chunk of the system. Senior citizens' health care is now going to be run by the government. This is not government-run health care. This is what we have. You get a menu of private choices, private health insurance choices. There is no public option. There is no Medicare for all. I was for Medicare for all. I've been saying it for 5 years, and I've written about it to my constituents and been on radio and TV, and that was just my view. I thought that was best for the country. Not only was there no majority for it in the Congress, there was no majority for it in the Democratic Party for Medicare for all. We barely scraped by, and we waited 60 years since Harry Truman said it. We've been debating it for over a year and spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours on this. Many of the public, you know, everybody to see the whole debate. The House version has been on the internet word for word since August. Word for word. So it's not secret. Everybody knows what all the ideas are. They've all been put on the table. They've all been debated. Thank you. Time for an up or down vote. Each and every one of you. Thank you for your leadership in
Friendship?
I'm going to get to that.
Hey, he's been that Afghanistan.
Your leadership with the people you work with, and giving them the direction, the leadership to do their job so well. Thank you for that. Thank you for your leadership in bringing these issues to the members of Congress who need to see you and hear these individual stories about how these laws will affect regular people out in the community. And thank you for your friendship all these years. And by the way, you know this. I believe in you. I believe in you individually, and I believe in you collectively, that we want great, honorable people of integrity and intelligence on the streets delivering our mail, very private stuff, very important stuff, people with a sense of a noble sense of their role in the public good, out there on the street every day with their eyes and ears open. Invaluable. Plus, we get great mail delivery. We get great mail delivery. So I believe in you, and thank you for your friendship.
Thank you.